So it says I'm live. Just to be warning. Doesn't say on the thing. Which is strange.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, turn that down. Give it a bit to let some people come in. If people come in, that is fine. See, it doesn't show me you're watching it.
Probably just not yet.
Yeah, well, it's...
It's funny because I can see you and I see you here. It's a lag.
Aye, well, that's it. I mean, it's so weird. It's like weird sitting and I see it here. I see it here as well. It says there's 4 watching. There's a few in now. So as some people may know, I asked a few videos ago for questions. I'm going to answer them, and then I'm coming into the chat. I'm going to have a look in the chat and see who's got questions. I can see 5 people here. I'm probably one of them, and my girlfriend, who is sitting right behind the camera, is probably the other one. So there's a nice crowd for the first live stream. So I'm not too sure about how to do these, but we'll get through it. Epic Adam Moto Vlogs. You know, everybody knows Epic Adam. Go and subscribe to him if you've never seen him before. Go. Has asked, which do I prefer, the Tracer or the old XT660? It's a bit of a tricky one because I like the XT660 and I like the Tracer, and it's kind of like I like both of them, and I really want another XT, but I couldn't condone one, nor do I have the space to have another one. And if anybody ever seen the videos, it was obnoxiously loud, so I would want to be having it obnoxiously loud again. So Tracer or XT? At the minute it's Tracer. It's definitely Tracer. It's bigger, it's better, it's got more power in it. It's like, yes, it is virtually silent, but it's just one of those things. It's a bike that can do everything, and I'm quite happy that it does everything. He also asks, would you lend me €5? And personally, I would say, no, I can't lend you €5 because I am not a member of the European Union, as some of you may not understand, but some of you do. Next question. He's all asked like multiple questions here. It's not like he can just give me one question. May Crotch, probably screwing that name up. How about you, Donkey? Hopefully you are good in health. Maybe have a slight Red Bull addiction. My questions are, have you ever been up to Rathlin Island? No, I haven't been up to Rathlin Island. We had possibly planned to go this year, and then the whole world set itself on fire. It's always been a place I wanted to go, but I've never actually got round to going. I don't actually know if you can take your bike. I think you can, but I want to. If I was going to go to somewhere like that, I would want to take my bike, because, well, it's a motovlogging channel and everybody hates it when you don't put motovlogging stuff on. Which possibly next week there may be a video with no motovlogging on it. It would be possibly a shooting video, and I'm not shooting people, unfortunately. I'm probably going to be shooting little orange discs. Other questions is also, what is your best chat up line you've used or had said to you? I need plenty of help in this department. Now, there is a kind of story in that, which is probably the first time the girlfriend's going to hear this story as well, which is kind of worse for me. I have played the Aquadozer chat up line. And normally when you go and you say, the girl goes, what do you work as? You go, I'm an Aquadozer. and they'll go, "Oh, what's an aquadozer?" And you go, "It's an underwater bulldozer." So I've played that one a few times. I've been to England with a cousin, and we were in a bar or club or something, and a girl heard that I was from Northern Ireland, and she proceeded to ask me to say things to her, but she was engaged, which was worse because her fiance was standing right beside her. She wanted me to whisper, oh, what was it? It was something I can't even remember now. Something along the lines of "you make me horny" or something, and it was just to hear my accent, and I was like, okay. So I said it, and she was like, "Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god," and then her partner hugged me and went, "Cheers, mate." So I don't know what happened there. So yeah, don't do chat up lines. I'm probably as useless at them as I am as actually riding a motorbike. So the other question is, what is the nicest county in Ulster? It's Donegal, isn't it? You see, Donegal isn't in Ulster. Donegal is Donegal is part of the Republic, and for a UK citizen, the only counties I know of are Down, Antrim. That's the only ones that really count, really. Yeah, just those two. But Donegal's the one that's been infecting everybody in Northern Ireland, so, can't really tell you they're the best. And he also says, take care. I'll try, but I'm not promising that either. We have Wolfie Picks, who decides to follow suit like everybody else and asks about 20 dozen picks, or 20 dozen questions. First one is, are you going to ask me a question on my video? Yes, I did ask you a question on your video, but when's your video coming out? Do you still work for the company you work for? And if not, do you have a job in mind? I currently work for the company I work for, but I'm going through dreaded redundancy. Yeah, I had to take that video down because apparently that would hurt my employment chances. So that video disappeared quickly. I think I have about 2 months left in that work. I'm going to take about 2 or 3 weeks off, have a bit of a holiday, and then do what everybody else in the world's doing at the minute and try and find a job. Question 3. What's your thoughts on NI being shut down, in brackets, lockdown? And do you think the rest of the UK should follow NI's example? Well, this one was quite well approached for this live stream, as it was announced yesterday that England is going into lockdown this coming Thursday, and Northern Ireland is coming out of lockdown this Thursday. I think the 13th we open up again. But what can you say? I thought, as I've said in previous videos, I thought the divide in England was, or in Northern Ireland, was north and south, and everybody's high tension. But it's actually fun watching the news and watching the north of England fight with the south of England, because you can't touch the politicians. They have to be able to have their drink. But no, lockdown's needed, unfortunately, and because all you dirty English keep travelling around, yous have done it again. Plus all them weirdos that don't like wearing masks and stuff, you have to do what you're told, unfortunately. Question 4. How many do you think I should ask? As many questions as humanly possible, because any content is good content, honestly. Question 5. Have I asked too many questions? I think you're taking the piss there now, I think. Number 6. This is now too many questions. And number 7. Are my questions getting boring? I would never say boring. Tedious, maybe, but not boring. Question 8. An Englishman, an Irishman, and a Welshman walked into a bar. Finish. Oh, right. Finish the joke under these times. Looking forward to the same amount of questions. Hee hee. Thanks. Take care. Englishman, Irishman, and Welshman walk into a bar. Irishman runs out because he planted a bomb. Just say that anyway. You didn't like that one, did you? So, Spicy 110, I had to sort of coerce him into helping. Hey dude, what motorcycle would you have the most fun on if it's totally impractical? I wanted to have a go on the new Ducati Street Fighter and the new Kawasaki Street Fighter, but you can't take them out in the rain because they'll break. So yeah, don't believe in electric bikes. Do not believe in electric bikes at all. It's motorbikes for when mummy and daddy have the money to buy you them, and I don't believe in those people either. So yeah, anything like the new Ducati, the new H2Z, ZH2 or something along that lines. So I'm gonna have a laugh with the people who are in the comments taking the piss out of me. As I turn this down, because where's the button? Where's your volume? So yeah, anything like the new Ducati, the new
Where?
H2Z, oh, ZH2 or something. I hear my own ridiculous voice. I don't even know how to pronounce that name. About you? I'm good. About you? Darren, how's it going? Yes, I finally seen this again. Darren had commented when they did the first one when I was testing all this. Balin the Hobbit, you sound smart. What is your IQ score? 0. I've never tested. Don't do tests. So I have no clue what my IQ score is. Oh, Meg Crotch is in the comments. How you doing? I'm good. We're in lockdown until December 1st. It's because yous all started it. Yes, it's kind of a weird one because like Northern Ireland, we're allowed to go down south for work purposes, but we're not allowed to go down south for leisure purposes because they have a weird 5-kilometer rule from their house. So I would honestly say until everything opens up again, I'll not be travelling outside of Northern Ireland unless someone has a job for me in England who are going to pay me to ride up and down England on a motorbike and, you know, put me in a hotel that's open. Who else? XT Donkey is the best. Nope. Disagree. I'm not an English teacher, so I'm not going to do a poem because I can't do them. I can't even... Can you see that name in that? I'm trying to figure something out.
I can't read your comments.
Or can you not see them?
I think it's just my YouTube.
Trying to figure out here. We were just trying to figure out technical difficulties. So I can't pronounce your name, so forgive me. You've wrote, what is your opinion on the new Tiger 1050, the Triumph Tiger 1050? I haven't been on it, and I've seen it, and I've a few friends who have the older ones. I am in the middle of trying to get the ride on one of them. The Tiger series of bikes has always been a favourite, even from the original. So it would be a bike that I'd be interested in doing a test ride on, preferably in the weather outside, because nobody likes a test ride in the dry. May Crotch, a poem. Old pensioners' knickers, roses are red, violets are blue, ethels are green. Okay. Donkey's IQ is really high, or well high. No, it's not. 5 kilometers, who listens to that? Yeah, I think Gorilla Biker had a really good sort of theory on it the other day. He put out a video saying about the 5 kilometer rule, and it nearly takes him 5 kilometers to go anywhere. So it's one of those things that it practically works in a city or a suburb, but not in the countryside. I mean, if you're having your ride could be 5 kilometers to the nearest shop, but it's really weird that you have to follow the rules in the countryside. It should be sort of, as the further out of the city you get, the less and less you look at it, and it means then you can freely move, because it's not the countrysiders that are causing the spikes. It's really the city dwellers who don't like to follow the rules, and there is a lot of them currently that they're just not to follow the rules. I mean, they're looking at different things, and they're reading Facebook too bloody often and finding out that you don't have to wear a mask. You do have to wear a mask, and it's really weird. You know, it's one of those things that it's unfortunately impacting everybody. I always refer to it as the world's on fire, because, well, the world is on fire when it comes to this sort of stuff. But I know with as I've said in a few videos, the YouTubers that I watch have had it. They're in the countryside, like they're nowhere near the city. You know, they're on their own land, and it's like really weird to watch that someone has it. I know a few guys in work who've actually had their partners and stuff have had it, and you know, they have to stay off, and it is mad times. It is, but what can you do? So I think that's really it. The only other thing, I have got a sponsored video coming. I did get a few jobs. I have told you about the Maxxis tires. If you have watched Instagram, I am shilling Maxxis tires at the minute. I am doing a video on that. I am now brand ambassador for True Tension, so I want y'all to go and buy a tin of chain lube. Oh, we're getting more questions in. Yeah, so I'm shilling True Tension as well. That is a bit of a handy one, because by you buying sort of helps me, and I will do a video separately to this explaining it all with the link and stuff in the description. We have Jacob Johnston, best beginner bike. Oh, it's been so long since I've been on a beginner bike. Beginner bike, if you've had zero experience on a motorcycle, I would definitely look at the Grom, the Z125s. They're the sort of mini 125s. If you're in and around the range of you're stupidly tall, go for something like a Honda Varadeo, or you know, something that suits your size. You don't want to be going silly fast and trying to keep up with your mates. You want something that's going to be cheap. You're going to fall. You want something that's cheap to repair, cheap to fix, cheap even to find out the stuff, what's wrong with it. It is easy. So yeah, I would stick to sort of the Groms and the 125 side of things before jumping up. I'm not a believer in jumping from a 125 to an R1, even though I've nearly done it, but I haven't done it, so you can't tell me anything less.
Suzuki GM.
Or a Suzuki GM, because the girlfriend had one of those and she says it was good. And I can only take her word for it. What sound does a giraffe make? Depends on how hungry it is. Mike Rodge, are you in County Down or County Antrim? It's actually a weird one with that, because I live on the County Antrim side, but I can travel 3 mile round to like the far side of where the Stenaport is, where I'm on one side and it's on the other. And I'm in County Down. So it's really weird. I live like breaching County Down, so I would say that both are the same. There shouldn't, I was going to say something controversial, like there shouldn't be no borders, but that might cause my house getting burnt down, and that's the last thing I need to be saying. Got to go now. Keep it lit. Yep. Jacob, keep it lit. If you have any more advice, if you have any more questions, Jacob, come into the DMs on Facebook or Instagram. You know, I'm permanently have my phone in my hand, so I will answer them at some point. Maycrot says, I would really like to see you try a few Lex Motos out of Kickstart. I fancy a wee riot to mess about on. So that's a bit of a loaded one right there. Because I've never tried Lex Moto. I know a few of the... I always refer to Lex Moto and that sort of brand of bikes as Taliban bikes because they're cheap, cheerful, and you normally see the Taliban riding around on them. You fancy a riot? I'm from Northern Ireland. A riot is actually a pastime. So I know that's a model of bike, but you would be careful if you travel across the border and say you fancy a riot because you might get what you're asking for. What would Grant do? What's been your favourite bike so far? Favourite bike so far? Oh, feck. The Suzuki GSX-S 1000. It's been the only bike so far that has actually scared me because I'm a bit heavy wristed and I was coming down Spelga and I decided to grab a handful and the hill went down but the bike stayed sort of level, and yeah, that bit got cut out of the video, so I don't want to have the evidence for my prosecution hanging around. Maycrotch, do you follow GAA? No. I don't follow any football derivative sports. GAA football. I used to follow ice hockey, but I'm selling all that stuff. I only really follow downhill racing now and again. You got the Dakar Rally now and again. I started dabbling in MMA. Not me personally, I get my ass kicked awfully quick. I've started watching stuff like that there. It's like everybody's shouting at me now that the bike's called a riot. Yeah, but living in Northern Ireland, what's that? That's a riot. People might get excited. No, I'm a lover. My crotch, I'm a lover, not a fighter. Well, everybody is to a point. What we're Grant do, that's the opposite of me then. I'd leave that in. You see, you live in a lot more secluded part of the country and your police force are policed by 12-year-olds. Up here, the police like to let's get a bit physical then again. What would Grant you do? You don't watch men playing with balls. No, I'm not a ball playing sport person. But yeah, I get what you're trying to say. But no, that's 9 people in, so that's not too bad. If nobody's any more questions in the chat, I'll probably end it there. But I enjoyed your video from the way back. Your run to Castle Archdale. It's only 20 miles from me. Yeah, that one was a bit of a random. I decided that I was bored, so I went at like 7 in the morning. And I hadn't been there since it was like 15 years, near 16 years. So it was a bit of a blast from the past for me to go down. But what I shall do is I shall leave it there. If you have any more questions, I'll answer them. If you stick them in the comments, this video will go up just shortly after the live stream finishes. And I'll make it all pretty and put tags and stuff in it. But yep, any questions, stick them in the link below. If you like this, stick it a thumbs up. This is my first one. I was planning to do it with my bike involved, but I woke up yesterday like a baiting bear and didn't want to do it. Oh, my mate lives down the road from you. I was going to ask about places to visit in Northern Ireland, but then you started a thing. Yes, I've recently started the biker hotspots Northern Ireland, which was strange because a lot of people seem to like the idea of that video. So definitely, Kevin Rogers, if you have anywhere you want me to go, let me know and stick it in the comments. I'll definitely go to them places. As I say, keep it lit, and if you can't keep it lit, well, don't live in England because they're going into lockdown. And this is where all the dislikes